Thank you very much. Oh. And if I can find it, call this meeting to order. Happy Halloween and welcome to this spooky edition of Corner Brook City Council. If anyone's wondering, we're all dressed up as each other tonight. We just rotate. So I'm Deputy Mayor Linda Chason. Right? No, I'm just kidding, of course. But it is Halloween and we're very excited. So before we do anything, Councillor Gill, would you like to read the land acknowledgement for us?
I absolutely would, thank you. We respectfully acknowledge the city of Corner Brook as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, approval. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
Excellent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. We have some minutes to approve from October 16th. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconder? Sure. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Do we have any business arising from the minutes?
Mr. Mayor, item 23136, parking at Humber Park.
Yep.
I just want to thank the director for the report that he presented from the time of the last meeting until this meeting. But I have a couple of questions.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If space was an issue in Humber Park, and again, I'm only speaking because there were some residents that had spoken to me, these people say that there wasn't any space issue before September, when the extra no parking sign was placed on the bottom of the hill. Also, just in conversation with some of the residents there, people should, this is a comment that came back, people should keep in mind that when the new hospital opens, traffic patterns and densities will change in that particular area. And from their perspective, because there was no traffic study done, many people who use Humber Park coming off Reed Street are actually people that are attending hospital clinics or workers at the hospital come out and come down Reed Street, and instead of continuing on down Reed Street and entering Main Street area, they cut across Humber Park to come out on the other side. So that should change with the change in the new hospital opening. But Mr. Mayor, I'm just wondering if we've still given any consideration to looking at the no parking on both sides of the street at Humber Park to see if there's an alternative such that we could have at least parking on one side of the street or parking in a section or sections on Humber Park. I'm asking this because it's brought forward to me by residents in a particular area, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, a couple things. One is we are going to do a transportation study in the city, and one of the biggest needs is to determine traffic patterns when the new hospital is gone and relocate. So that's part of that study, so we'll see how the traffic patterns change there. Second piece of that is staff went out, as council requested, to go out and have a look to see if there was any places we could relax that parking. I would add that the parking was restricted on both sides of the street to begin with. The signage just wasn't up to snuff. So what we did was maintain the no parking on two sides and also added a couple enhancement signs. That said, the guys went out and took a look at it from a perspective. They used the Highway Traffic Act and the Transportation Association of Canada guidelines to determine if there was any safe spots along there where we could relax the parking. All we found was about one space, so that's like enough for one vehicle, so that wasn't really worth doing. So staff recommended that we keep the parking restricted on both sides of the road due to the blind hill, the narrow street, and the curve at the one end of the street.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, not to belabor this, but just wondering, and I'm not promoting this, is what I'm going to actually say now, but has there been any consideration given to making that Humber Park one-way street, such that you can't enter Humber Park from the Reed Street, so the cars that are coming down Reed Street will continue on, exit in the bottom part of Reed Street without cutting across Humber Park, and anyone that living on Humber Park can enter on the other side, come up the hill, and that'll alleviate some of the traffic there.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. We did consider it. Typically, when you make a one-way street, you have to have, they call it a one-way couple. So if one street is one way in one direction, you have to have a couple for the traffic to come the reverse direction. In my experience, if you just changed it to a one-way street without that in place, you're gonna see problems spread throughout the local network. So we're not, and cause a whole lot of other problems. So we did not consider that once we took a look at it.
And one final question, Mr. Mayor. How many people brought this concern to city staff in Humber Park? Was it one person that called? Was it a written letter? Was it a number of people? Did we canvass the residents in the neighborhood to see their thoughts? Where did the initial complaint come from to have our staff go back and ensure that parking signs were on both sides of the street?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I don't recall exactly. I believe we did get an email, and that's what prompted the, which is pretty typical. If somebody thinks there's a traffic issue, we'll go out and have a look at it and decide whether it has merit. So that's what happened.
Mr. Mayor?
Just one final question, Mr. Mayor. I thought it was the
Sorry.
last one, but I had one more. Correct me if I'm wrong, I sent an email around to council a while back when this was brought to my attention. And I wasn't on council at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, staff, that I believe this came up for debate at council a number of years ago. And my understanding is that a debate took place around the council table with regard to whether that would be a no parking on both sides of the street. And I understand that no decision was made at the council to make that no parking on both sides of the street. I don't know if that's accurate or not, or what records we have to determine if council at the time voted of that as a no parking on both sides of the street. And perhaps that's a tough question to ask. You know, we can take that and go back and review and see if that's the case.
Yeah, Mr. Charters, are you aware of anything?
That's before my time.
Yes,
so
and before my time too, Mr. Charter.
I don't know if there was any council minute or what have you. I don't.
Yeah. And yes,
Thank you,
Councilor
Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say that I did forward an email from a resident of that area, not a resident of Humber Park, but someone who lived on the street off Humber Park.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yes, go ahead.
This was brought forward years ago when I was on council, and it was brought forward from some of the residents that they wanted parking on the street because of the issues that we're describing now with one-way street, no parking, blind hill, and those things. At that time, we were told by the director, and I don't know if there was anybody else sitting here that was on council at the time, that there was nothing would change on that street that they didn't consider it a safety hazard. So I'm not 100% sure when the signs were put there, but I do know that this was a bone of contention many years ago.
And just so I'm clear, because the most recent change was, Mr. Charters, as you understand, it was no parking on both sides, just there was a deficiency in terms of the amount of signage.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know the, now, and I guess the question is also, Mr. Charters, your opinion, is there any, like, should we be doing anything different there, or?
I just looked, sorry, Mr. Mayor, I was looking in the report, and those signs on the road that existed, as staff told me, they were in place since 2009, 2009. To answer your question, whenever I look at no parking, it's always about safety. So if there's an issue with safety, we will restrict or remove parking. It's never about a matter of convenience. I could tell you a lot of stories where people said, I don't want people parked in front of my house, restrict the parking, things of that nature. And my response is always, if we do not see a safety issue, we will not restrict parking. And we saw a significant safety issue here, so.
Okay, thank you. We good on that one?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No problem. Anyone else have anything there, Business Horizon? Yes, go ahead.
Can we remind the residents fall leaf collection?
Yes, indeed.
It's from November the 6th to the 10th, and it must be in clear bags, because a lot of people have a tendency now to put them in the pumpkin bags.
Oh,
Put their leaves in the pumpkin
oh,
bags.
okay, yeah.
And I don't know, I don't think they're picked up if they're in the orange bags, is that true? You can't see through them.
And Mr. Charters, are the paper bags still allowed?
The issue with paper bags that we've seen so far, I've asked our new sustainability technician to look at that. But when you can't see what's in the bag, it becomes a problem. So that's why we're sticking, just like, we can see in the clear bags, so we can determine what bags are, because we've had everything you can think of in bags with leaves. So we have to debag them and process them, and it's just a lot easier and more efficient for us, and, you know, a little less unpleasant when we know we can see what's in the bags.
Okay. Okay, we're good? Okay. We have some proclamations and events to mention. October was declared National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and all children deserve a safe, stable, nurturing home and community to foster their healthy growth and development. It was also Occupational Therapy Month, and October 27th was declared World Occupational Therapy Day. And we had a number of occupational therapists down and a proclamation, and the health and well-being of many Canadians is dependent on access to occupational therapy services in community, hospital, and long-term facilities. Of course, November 11th is coming up, and November 1st to 11th was declared Remembrance Period, and it's a time for everyone to reflect and recall to mind the sacrifices made by veterans to ensure the peace we now enjoy. And it is, of course, the Poppy campaign is on, so I encourage everyone to pick up their poppy and join us. There is going to be, on November 11th this year, because of the work being done on the War Memorial in St. John's, we're going to be joined by both battalions this year. So it's going to be a big event down at Remembrance Square. So I encourage you to get out. And of course, Corner Brook always does show up in droves that day. So I'm sure we'll see a big crowd. We have some reports now. So first we're going to start off with Public Works. Deputy Mayor, if you would, just tell us what's going on over there.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Lots of good stuff happening. Tree maintenance, contractors in process of finalizing the tree trimming that was generated. We also have patching, and a few questions on this. Contractors expected to complete the patching list over the next 2 weeks. City crews have been completing asphalt infills around repaired manholes and newly installed curb and gutter. Storm sewer flushing. Storm sewer flushing program is underway for the past month and will continue late into November. Curb and sidewalk, curb work is scheduled to end November 3rd. Ditching, crews have been rechanneling existing open ditches. Locations include Robertson's Road, Canada Games Place, Lunderkin Drive, Federation Drive, Griffin Drive, and O'Connell Drive. Leaf cleanup, crews have begun to clean up of leaves in the downtown area. As the season progresses, the leaves drop. Extra staff will be assigned to expedite the cleanup. And we just mentioned about the clear bags for the cleanup, the leaf cleanup. The street sweeper has been seen continually around sweeping the streets and keeping the gutters free of litter, debris, leaves. Street sweepers will run until late November. It's also was also suggested that people not sweep their leaves out in the middle of the street, because that is not what the street sweeper is meant for, to clean up all those leaves. And most lawns have 20 to 25 bags of leaves, so don't want that, especially in town site with big trees. The athletic fields, all sports fields are closed for the winter. Nets have been removed and are in storage. Snow clearing preparation. City sanders and lease loaders are in the shop receiving pre-winter maintenance. The work will be ongoing through the fall. To date, 5 loaders and 3 sanders are ready to be used as required. And if we follow what's happening, they may be used tomorrow. Rain event, October the 22nd, the city received 56 millimeters of rain. Only minor washouts were reported. No storm sewers were identified. Services required from September the 20th to October the 24th. 74 calls received. The top 3 categories of requests were road maintenance was 19, washouts was 10, and potholes was 9. Now, I'm not sure if that's 9 potholes or 9 calls, but we'll hope that it was 9 potholes. Anyway, that's the report from Public Works.
Thank you. Any questions from council on that?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, one question. I'm not sure if this would come up here or if it would come up under development planning. Well, I'll ask you there, and it should fall under development planning.
Yep.
Just redirect it for later in the meeting. Again, this past week I get another correspondence with residents on Bannister Road talking about the lookout.
Yes.
That we had some issue with in the past. I meant to drive up and have a look at it again today, and I didn't. I didn't get enough time to go up there this afternoon. But apparently, according to what I've been told, it's still an unsightly area, and you get a lot of tourists when the cruise ships, they go up and to look out the bay. And so just wondering, do we have an update on that, or can we get another update on that? What we might be going to do with that particular area come next tourist season?
Yeah, and I don't know if, again, Mr. Flynn or Mr. Charters would have any information on that. I know there was a significant cleanup last year on it, but I haven't heard of people that have since, so.
Yeah, last year, Mr. Mayor, we did deal with a situation up there on a piece of land, but other than that, we haven't done anything else up there that I'm aware of that was directed from my department anyway.
Okay, well, we'll have to have them have a look into it,
Have a
yeah.
look, and I'll drive by tomorrow and have a look at it as well. But again, I didn't have a chance this afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I go by there quite frequently, so they did, there was a pile of dirt there for a number of years, I guess, and they leveled it off, and that's it. So they didn't seed it, they didn't sod it, it's just a level pile of dirt. So it's not great.
yeah, okay. But I wonder if there was some change or something that caused that complaint. But again, our crews can look at it and see what's.
Sure.
They could have put a bit of effort in and seeded it or something like that to make it
Yeah.
a little more attractive. Especially because it's right by the lookout, so it's a really nice, it's a really nice lookout, and then you have this dirt.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No, thank you. Anything? Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a question about open ditches. A number of months ago, I received a letter from a resident on Fisher's Road about the unsightliness of the open ditch on that road. And her main concern was sanitation, of course, and health.
Yeah.
Well, it's unsightly as well. And I'm just seeing here now the note about ditching, and it's making me remember that email because I don't think we ever addressed that topic. I'm just curious, what constitutes a situation where we would leave an open ditch versus one where we would put in proper sewer, water, whatever needs to go in there? I'm not an expert on that stuff, but what constitutes the situation where we would ameliorate an open ditch?
I know, Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, typically an open ditch is only used when there's no storm system in the area. So ideally, we would like to put pipes in the ground, curbing, catch basins, all that kind of thing. But there's a lot of streets in the city where there is no storm system in place, and that's why you see open ditches.
Mr. Mayor, so these streets that have been listed here, Canada Games Place, O'Connell Drive, Griffin Drive, there's no storm on those roads? Is that why there's open ditches?
In certain parts, I'm sure there wouldn't be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's typically how it works.
And further, the open ditches throughout the city, do our crews regularly go and do cleanup of those open ditches to ensure that debris is removed from those
Yep.
on an annual basis?
And I don't know I can tell you, yes, depends on the situation, but just as we saw in the report earlier about the stormwater and the runoff because of excessive rain, certain areas are known as problem areas, so crews will pay particular attention to them, so if there has to be something done to maintain those ditches. So they aren't all equally looked after the same. The problem ones are the ones that get more attention.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. Okay, let's move on, Deputy Mayor, to water, wastewater.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Water, wastewater. Water, wastewater complaints, we had 43, and I'm not going to go through.
No, that's okay, yeah, you can summarize as you see fit.
Yeah, the highest one, the highest, I guess, request we had was for water shut off and on. That made up 12. Water, wastewater media releases, we had 31, but that includes all of the precautionary water boils and road closures, emergency water outreach. Also, recoverable works, we had 13 total, which added up to a total of $23,901.66. And the repairs, we had 16 repairs for water and wastewater repairs. I guess the rest of the report just goes through everything that we do, water treatment plant maintenance, maintenance for our annual maintenance, our hydrant maintenance, chlorination stations. And our upcoming maintenance, I guess, coming for the winter is clean drains, inspect filters, and soda ash tank clearing and flushing and things like that. So it's basically the same that happens almost every month, but now we're getting ready for winter, we get a bit more detail. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions on these items? One thing I will point out, though, and I know we'll be talking more about this as we get to budget, it's about water usage.
Oh, yes.
And so we do know our chemical budget is going to go way up because we did approve, of course, a multi-year purchase of chemicals to treat our water. So every liter of water we save money from the city. So we're taking efforts to do that. And I know in past budgets we've approved some leak detection and things like that. But I think we'll have to do some more, I guess, public awareness of water usage again to try and get that down. Yes?
No, just to add to that, Mr. Mayor, it's, the leak detection is working. We've had one, knock on wood, water main leak in this
Yeah.
area. And, those water main leaks can spill an awful lot of water in the ground. So good on staff for keeping an eye on that and keeping the water flowing as it should.
Absolutely.
We
Yes?
also had in the report that the city's water demand decreased in September.
Yes.
So that, I guess, plus, like you just said, about the chemicals.
It
Should
helps.
be a little help, drop in the bucket.
But we're looking at about a 40% increase overall for chemical this year. So,
And we had an increase last year.
yeah, well, that's going to be that contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Councillor Granter, Protective Services.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just briefly, we had 80 calls for municipal enforcement over this period. 4 taxi driver permits issued, 5 taxi vehicle permits issued. Animal control had 31 calls for services. Parking enforcement, we had 24 parking-related violations. Corner Brook Fire Department had 26 calls for numerous events. And Public Safety Answering Point had 6,057 calls over this period, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on those items? Yes, Debbie.
Under animal control, we received 31 calls for service. And we assisted all of these calls.
Mr. Flake?
I couldn't hear your question.
We assisted all the calls that were made for animal control for the 31 that were called in this month.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Can somebody, and I guess, Mr. Mayor, can somebody tell us what happens when somebody calls the city about a roaming animal or an injured or dead animal or a barking dog complaint? What happens? What is once again, can we hear it? Because talkback this morning was on about us not providing care and concern to all of our residents. And I'd like our residents to hear from our Protective Services Director exactly what happens when the phone call comes in.
Excellent idea.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I can enlighten the public on that. When we receive a call of that nature, it's recorded in our system at our front desk. An email automatically goes to me, but it also goes to our MEO staff, and the supervisor in the MEO department will immediately assign it for investigation. If the person is out on the road, the MEO would contact them and ask them to go deal with a roaming dog or whatever. And it's a simple process. After hours, it's similar. However, we won't go to everything after hours. We will go to emergency situations where we have an injured animal or things like that, or there's a dangerous animal. We will respond to that. Quite often, if we get an after-hours call for a roaming dog, we'll ask them the location, but we'll wait till morning. It's not a threat, so rather than send someone out, we'll wait till morning to deal with that type of thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes?
Mr. Mayor, just have a question on taxi regulations, and I guess everybody's aware that the province has changed the regulations, and St. John's is dealing with this currently when it comes to ride sharing, and I guess the regulations are going to be changed for all communities across the island. So have we had any look at changes in legislation for City of Corner Brook when it comes to ride sharing?
Well, it's funny how that came up. Actually, we did receive a call from the province on Thursday, last Thursday, and then subsequently, and again, to which we replied that we will gladly look at our regulations and consider our opinion on ride sharing. Then the announcement was made on Monday that they're moving ahead with provincial legislation. So while there may be some changes to our act, our understanding is that there will not be changes to how we deal with taxis. And, so the ride-sharing service will be an independent provincial legislation. The biggest change I think that we've, and Mr. Flynn, I'll ask you to comment on this as well, but the one big change that was announced was how you can get a Class 4 license, which is a license used by our taxis, as well as this new ride-sharing potential. And so, yeah, that's where my understanding of it is right now. But Mr. Flynn, I don't know if you have any more information.
Well, as in any provincial legislation, Mr. Mayor, we would take a review of that legislation, see how it impacts our bylaws, and then apply the changes that would be required. I have had a conversation with one taxi operator here, and are actually very pleased with the Class 4 change, because the Class 4 had been a bit of a bottleneck for taxi drivers in the city. So this is actually going to enhance their ability to get drivers, so quite happy.
Yeah. And whether or not, I guess the question is whether or not some of the ride-sharing services will actually want to be in this area, if there's a sufficient, I guess, big enough market for them. I guess that's something we'll find out soon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. Councillor Pender, if you would, please give us an update on our capital projects and engineering updates.
Sure, Mr. Mayor, we have a number of projects on the go still. Cornbrook Recreation Center is about 85% completed, so that is ongoing, and that is expected to be open next spring. Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction is still underway. About 80% of the underground piping is complete. Work zone 2 is open up to Wellington Street, of course, and it looks like work will stop at Randolph Street for 2023 and commence again in the spring of 24. To finish the project, about 200 meters will be remaining to finish next year. And Great Trail Enhancement Phase 1. Work began in May, and they anticipate that the work will be completed by the end of October, which is tomorrow. So hopefully we're on schedule. All right, O'Connell Drive pedestrian crossing. Again, the underground work has been done. We're just waiting on new poles, and once we get those, we'll remove the existing signals when the new ones are in. And the new pedestrian signals will meet the current standards, of course. We hope that'll be done by the end of October. Again, tomorrow. There's a lot of work going to happen.
I know, it's a busy day. And it's Halloween.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat, yes, indeed. Some new projects that we're looking at as well, Mr. Mayor. Deep Gulch Brook culvert replacement. That's the one that comes down across, I guess, the intersection of O'Connell and University Drive in that area. Goes down towards the park. Anderson is the consultant for that project. Preliminary design stage is underway, and there'll be a tender call this in the winter of 24. Curly Street retaining wall replacement. Again, Anderson Engineering is the consultant for this project. It's ISIP funding with the 1/3 ratio, federal, provincial, municipal. It's in the preliminary design stage, and again, another call, tender call over the winter for that project. Great Trail Enhancement Phase 2. This is the next phase from the mill up towards Breakfast Mountain, I guess we call it, the Man the Mountain Lookout there, or tourist stop, I should say. Finalizing the consultant for this project, and the funding is coming from the Active Transportation Fund of the Permanent Public Transit 60/40 funding ratio with us and the feds, I guess. And again, a tender call over the winter for that project. And our multi-year capital works, which is 2023-2026, the funding agreement has been approved and has been submitted for signature.
Okay, thank you very much. And again, I would also like to give some updates to council. I was speaking with someone from Transportation Infrastructure today, inquiring about some of the projects, I guess, that are affecting our residents, particularly the exit onto Massey Drive onto the highway. My understanding is that project is going to be tendered over the winter. It is a pretty big project. It requires moving our water lines before they can stabilize the slope for that ramp. The other project, of course, and the project we're most disrupted by right now, which is the bridge across Main Street Humber Road there on the Lewin Parkway. And the last update we had from the department said they were planning to have the bridge bearing that was being prepared somewhere on the mainland delivered this month. That now is not happening apparently, and it looks like January now that they're going to receive that bearing. Their department is frustrated with it. I know that the contractor is working through their subcontractors to get it created, but this is getting a little bit much now, I think, for everyone. And I know I've received a lot of calls inquiring about what we're doing. A lot of people think it's our road, of course, and something that we're working on. But I think that, again, we're going to have to engage with the department there to make sure that that gets done as soon as possible, because it is getting, especially with Mount Bernard down as well, it has caused quite a disruption, and it was, again, hoped to be done before Christmas, and now it looks, so, yes.
So, Mr. Mayor, if they're hoping to get the bearing in January, will they be able to finish the project over the winter, or will we be waiting till the spring before they get out?
The word is that they would start right away when they received it. Now, I don't know, it's obviously a very different environment there from October to December versus January to March. So that's why I think that we're going to have some further discussion there with perhaps the government officials there. So that was a real disappointment for them today. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, just one quick question on this. I got an email this afternoon asking why the studio annex will be closed from November the 30th to December the 21st. And I didn't see anything on there here in the sense of some construction or something taking place at the studio annex, or if that statement is accurate or not. I did send it out to you this afternoon and the director. Can we get an update on that?
Yeah, now our director's missing right now, of course. We're filling that
Yes.
position. But I do know, and I don't know, Mr. Cumby, if you've received anything. We did try to check with staff to see what's going on. In the calendar, currently, there's nothing, like there's weekend bookings, and there are some of our fitness with Nora is still scheduled. So I'm not sure. So we don't have that information yet, unless you do, Mr. Cumby.
I'll send out tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I don't have an update on that right now. So.
Yeah, it is curious. I can't imagine there's any construction or anything like that going on.
I can't imagine that I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Now, was it like the question, did it come from someone who's booking on the weekends maybe? Because it is the weekends I know are booked for some private parties and things like that.
I understand it was the person that asked me, Mr. Mayor, basically said that it's not available from November the 30th to December the 21st. And that was all the conversation we had. I didn't get into any details about it. If it's 7 days a week not available, or if it's just on the weekends not available, but that was the question. I said, since it was asked today, I would ask it tonight.
Yeah, well, we can, again,
I'll send out something.
Yeah.
perfect, okay. Thank you. Any other questions on the capital projects? Okay, thank you very much. Now, Councillor Gill, we have, again, an update on our finances.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to Mr. Maestri and his staff for putting together all these reports for us. Lots of numbers in here. I'll start with revenues. Total revenues for the financial period ended September 30th amounted to $35.8 million, tracking a full-year budget of $37.4 million. The breakdown of these revenues are as follows. General taxation, which comprises municipal and business taxes, amounted to $29.9 million. Full-year budget is set at $30.2 million. Other revenue, which includes but is not limited to utility grants, contributions and grants, civic center and facility rentals, amounted to $5.9 million compared to a full-year budget of $7.2 million. Moving on to expenses. The total expenses up to September 30th, 2023, amounted to $24.7 million. And those include categories such as community engineering, planning and development, parks and recreation, protective services, public works, and water and wastewater. The following are large expenses incurred for the year to date, excluding payroll-related costs. Debt repayments are $2.2 million, maintenance supplies 1.4, hired contractors 1.4, electrical costs 1.3, chemical costs 800 and change, and garbage tipping fees 500 and change. A number of city facilities have deteriorated due to wear and tear, with some reaching or nearing end-of-life usage. Significant costs are being incurred to repair, as well as for the general upkeep of these facilities. Replacement of some of them is warranted in the near future. During the summer and fall months, the city incurred a fair amount of costs for the beautification, cleanup, and general upkeep of the city. And as we head towards winter, snow clearing activities will resume, which will, in most likelihood, exhaust this component of the expense budget. Overall, upward pressures are being experienced on the expense budget due to the impact of inflation on the price of goods and services across the cost base of the city. With respect to accounts receivable, total taxes outstanding as of September 30th, 2023, amount to $4.1 million on 1,554 accounts. Residents with pre-authorized payment plans are urged to contact the city collector to assess whether their payment plan is adequate to cover current outstanding taxes. Taxpayers with outstanding taxes can contact the city collector to arrange a payment plan. And I would like to ask right away how they get in touch with the city collector. Do they call the main line, or is there another line they should call? Main line?
Yes.
637-1666. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
I have another question, actually.
Go ahead.
What, the expense category general government, under expenses, I didn't read that one out because I wasn't sure what it was. Can I get an idea of what general government, which was 6.4 million, constitutes?
Yeah, Mr. Bastrey?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, through yourself. So, general government will comprise all support functions of the city. So, for example, engineering, protective services, public works, etc., front-facing to the city, but everything that's support to the city. So, council, city manager, finance and admin, human resources, legal, and obviously the debt financing component. Those will comprise government, general government.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any other questions there? No? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Pender, I'll ask you to once again give us an update, but this time on the development planning, community services.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is just a report for an update from the planning community services for the current period. Under development planning, so the new rec center, the permits are issued, as we said already, 80% of the work is done. 167 Country Road, the crematorium proposed for that area, a new permit has been issued for site development, and a new permit or site plan is approved. 101 Healthcare Crescent, which is the acute care hospital. So the occupancy was issued for that, conditional occupancy. There's a small outstanding issue being addressed, and the building is scheduled to be open, or occupied, I should say, by spring to summer 2024. 106 West Street, the old Western Star building, being converted to an apartment building. Construction underway. Permits are issued for structural steel, building envelope, and interior fit-up. 1 Mount Vernon Avenue, which is Sobeys, the interior renovations are underway and work is nearing completion. 8 Grenfell Drive, a gas station / fast food. Foundation permit was issued and the site and foundation work is progressing. 71 Humber Road, there was a partially vacant building there next to the Theater Road, and there's a major renovation underway there as well. All the permits have been issued. It's intended to be a 6-unit apartment building and 1 commercial space. 1 Aracene Place, a new industrial building with Murphy Brothers. Work is progressing. Permits have been issued. 16 Confederation Drive, there's a major renovation extension there. Those permits have been issued. 22 Confederation Drive, which would be Western Motorsports. Permits are issued and the occupancy is expected soon. 40 North Shore Highway, Mount Patricia Cemetery Extension. Permits are issued and site work for a new access road is being constructed. Next, we have the new IMSP and development regulations. Development staff will be giving council a refresher and update on the IMSP and development regulations early next month. The consultant will be meeting with council to discuss feedback that was provided on the documents. Once discussion with council has taken place, the consultant will submit a final draft on the documents. Under business development, the Downtown Business Improvement Association, or the BIA, short random survey is ongoing to ascertain the interests of downtown businesses in the new BIA, and it reveals that 88% were interested and 12% are interested, or 88% were very interested. Most of the important issues are being identified. Research findings are being compiled for the statistical representation of needs and expectations of businesses. A strategy document is also being prepared highlighting the immediate priority areas for the new BIA. And staff is working with the Downtown Atlantic Canada and Downtown St. John's to utilize their experience and get some suggestions from them. Next, we have a new economic development program, which is being developed exclusively for Indigenous youth persons under 35 in the city. Ooh, I'm only reading that report, Mr. Mayor, it's not decision-making.
No, that's okay. That's
Okay.
You're safe.
I don't normally read out these ones. Anyway, the draft will be finalized after meeting with Halibut Chief, and it's proposed that Navigate be involved in the program in some capacity as it pertains to details being worked out. Assistance for women entrepreneurs or small or medium enterprises. Awesome. 8 businesses have been approved so far under this program. 3 more inquiries have been received. And again, we encourage anybody interested in the program to reach out to our business development officer for program details. Under sustainable developments, 2024 garbage and recycling schedule has been modified to highlight more important information. Schedule has gone to the printer in October and be circulated to the public in the last week of November. 2 Billion Trees Project staff is currently collaborating with Grenfell Forestry Department and Ontario Social Sciences Division to create a survey for the public regarding thoughts and beliefs on the benefits of forested areas and having trees accessible throughout the city of Corner Brook. This is the 3rd step in the 2 Billion Tree Agenda and will be able to provide information for a better understanding of co-benefits the project provides. The information gathered will then be cross-examined with the urban tree inventory, which is currently being compiled from the ground and above ground data collected through the last several months. It's been mentioned earlier that the fall leaf collection will take place, it says November 15th,
Yeah.
19th here.
Is that an error?
No, I believe that's correct.
That is the correct date?
I believe so, yeah.
That's not what's been advertised.
That's not what's being advertised? 6 to the 10th is being advertised of November.
Our sustainability technician told me that date. I think it's a little early for the 6th, quite honest, but we'll confirm that.
Okay, we get a clarification maybe and get the media and staff to put out something in the media. Because there's something I believe on Twitter and Facebook that says it's in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
6th and 10th. Yeah, it's in the mail, it went out as well, to all households. Okay, so we'll get that one checked out and staff will get something out in the media on that one before next week. The Transit Digital Payment System, the M-Card. The new digital payment system for our buses uses a reloadable smart card called the M-Card to pay your fare for transit rides. The M-Cards are now available at the City Hall Customer Service Desk. And for more information, you can contact us by email at cornerbrook.com/transit-m-card. And that's it for the report, Mr. Mayor, but I do have 2 questions just for clarification.
Go ahead.
167 Country Road crematorium, so it says there's a new permit issued for site development and a new site plan approved. I did have a quick chat with the director earlier. I wonder if he could we could have him just tell us what that is, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Mr. Travis.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, as I understand, the proponents of the crematorium changed engineering firms, and therefore the new engineering firm changed the design enough that they required a new permit. So that was reviewed by staff and a permit granted to do that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor?
Yep, one question over here. Councilor Gill.
Okay. more points of clarification than questions. Under the new economic development program, Navigate, that's the Navigate Entrepreneurship Center that operates out of the Center for Research and Innovation,
Yep.
correct? Okay. And secondly, the 2 Billion Trees project, I'm assuming that it's the Canadian Forest Service that's working with our staff? Yeah, okay?
Yeah. Akron, or, yeah,
They're located on our campus?
yes, that's right.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead, Deputy.
Fall leaf collections the week of November the 6th to the 10th, put out by the city of Corner Brook.
Yeah, I know that that's been in a lot of the social media posts and things, so we'll have to clarify that pronto.
I don't think the 6th date's right, but I will confirm that.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, not the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on this? Oh, I did have a question as well. I know with the, now that we're rolling out the electronic payment, part of the, I guess, the reason for that was to take advantage and work with the province on the program for the income assistance, the income support clients. Have we had any, I guess, contact with the department yet on that?
To be honest, Mr. Mayor, we have not. We were so focused on getting the system up and running, but that is absolutely the next step. I'll put that high on my priority list to reach out to the province on that.
Okay.
We had some bugs that we needed to address in the background, so
Yeah,
we're ready to go now.
excellent. Because it is going to be, and it is the same process, or the same software as St. John's uses
Yes.
that are doing that program now.
Yes.
Okay.
The Metrobus in St. John's was absolutely gracious to allow us to piggyback on their back-end system. Without that, it would have cost us a lot more money, so we're very grateful for that.
Okay, yeah. That would be excellent. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Keeping, we have a tourism and recreation update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Recreation, fall has begun with indoor recreational activities at the Civic Center Studio on Fool Street. School teams along with adult sports groups have resumed and are in full swing at the gymnasium. This includes pickleball, baseball, volleyball, rugby, basketball, amongst other sports. The Civic Center recently hosted Newfoundland Labrador Volleyball Association's Volley West, which saw 39 teams playing in Corner Brook, which was October 20th to 21st, with the studio being the main venue. Baseball Newfoundland also hosted training sessions at our facility October 27th to 29th. The Recreation Department's daytime programming has also started off strong. Pickleball and active tots have been steady numbers, and the older adult fitness class with Nora Lundergan has been averaging 40 to 50 participants every class. The National Seniors Day event took place on October 4th and again was a success. The event held over 100 seniors, came out for a great afternoon of live entertainment and some light refreshments. It was always a great event for socializing and an opportunity for the city to express its gratitude for their invaluable support and commitment to our community. Stay tuned for information regarding the seniors' Christmas event, will take place in December. The National Child's Day is just around the corner. The Recreation Department will host this event on November 5th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Civic Center Studio Gym. This event is open to children of all ages and will include bouncy castles, gym equipment, and light snacks, and the admission is free. Civic Center has hosted a number of activities during the month of October. The Farmers Market was held on October 13th to the 15th. A craft fair was held on Saturday, October 21st. Hockey events at the Civic Center. The center hosted the under 13, 15, and 18 female kickoff tournament over the weekend of October 27th to 29th. The Western Kings AAA under 18 boys played the first home game on October 21st and 22nd. And the Corner Brook Minor Hockey Association resumed regular programming in September. House League tournaments begin in November. The upcoming hockey events, the Western Warriors under 18 female hockey team will host their first league games on December 1st to 3rd weekend. The Kings will host the St. John's Growlers November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and the East Coast Blizzard November 10th, 11th, and 12th. The under-15 AAA boys will host the Worcester Regional Tournament on November 3rd to the 5th. And senior hockey is going in for the 2023-24 season, with Corner Brook Royals hosting the Deer Lake Red Wings in their own home opener on Friday, November the 10th, followed by the Stephenville Lightning on November 17th. Upcoming events: the Center will host a Christmas fair in the studio and meeting rooms November 18th, including an attraction of a Santa Claus photo booth, and a Worcester and Elf Job Fair is scheduled for November 25th in the meeting rooms, and the return of the Hospital Gala is in the studio for the first time since the pandemic. As for tourism, Colors of Corner Brook was a great success, and the Male Whistler had a successful 2023 season and is now off the road until next year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions on that one? Yes?
First comment, Mr. Mayor, just on the Civic Center itself, and just reading through the list of all the activities just, taking place, hockey and craft fairs and other events, just to remind people that it is a very valuable asset that we have there. And even though we do pay a little money to operate it and offer a subsidy to the user groups, it is well used, it is well subscribed to. The getting ice time is almost impossible unless you want to go in the middle of the night. And even the studio and those parts, we do have Salters Gymnastics up there occupying the space as well, and other groups. So I just want to remind people that, there's always some question about what we spend up there, but I think it's money well spent to support our community in all the various activities, not just sporting activities. My second comment or question is on the Mill Whistler and the Colors of Corner Brook. So just at the end of the year, I guess the port, do we have get a report from the port about the actual number of ships, tours, passengers, I should say, and I guess crews that show up? I know you said last time there were 55,000 or whatever, but do we get, can we get an idea of the value of that? I know they do some stats and things like that. It'd be good to have a report to council at the end of the season to say, what this cruise ship industry is worth to the port. And I believe, every passenger that gets off, I believe there's a fee that goes to the port as well. So I think people should be aware of those things, and because sometimes we see cruise ships and people say, well, other than all those people downtown, what does it bring? It brings a lot of activity. So just thought I'd throw that out there. And the same thing with the Mill Whistler, Mr. Mayor. I mean, it's tremendously subscribed to. There's people lined up when the cruise ship comes in, and any time during the summer, really. Can we get a report at the end of the year on just the number of passengers, the revenues and expenses for that? I know it's a wonderful addition to the city, and people really enjoy it. It's great. You see all the grandparents and parents too, I guess, taking the kids on it. So it'd be nice just to have an update on, at the end of the year, what all, transpired with the Mill Whistler, how successful it was, just so people have it.
That's a great idea. I think I think we can facilitate that for sure, right?
So I've never seen not having a lineup.
Well, I think we're pretty confident it pays for itself.
Oh,
and some. So it is great, and I agree. The cruise thing, we've had a tremendously successful year, and you're right. It does add. I know because I'm on the port board as well that there is an economic development survey and tool to determine that value, and it's done differently every couple of years. And as I understand, there is one coming. So yes, we should have some better idea of the actual revenue and the what its effect is on our local economy.
Yeah, because I'll just go back years ago, and people say, well, we get 12 cruise ships or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal or whatever. Well, I think it's a big deal now, and I think people actually realize just how big a deal it is. And I don't know what the schedule is for next year. I'm sure Port knows by now, but I think there was close to 30-odd ships, and I think there's still one more coming.
It's until third, yeah.
Third. So, and we've had some big ships, and we've had a few days with 2 ships, and I can tell you the activity at the port between every bus that's in the area that is available, brought in, and drivers, and tour guides, and every company, taxi and whatever, is fully utilized during those days. So there is a significant impact to the city.
There is also, just again, while we're on the topic, to give you a bit of information. I know that the last report we had about the container freight, we've had an extraordinary year with container freight. Now, the vast majority of that container freight comes from our mill, of course, going out. But we're also seeing an increase in the amount of reefer, there's cooled things for shipping fish and things like that. Not just coming from the local area, but coming from all parts of the province. So that has been very encouraging. We're seeing that. So, yeah, I think that would be,
It'd be nice to have a report from the park that we can present to the city
Yeah.
as well. I know they do their annual general meeting and so on, but
Yes,
it's,
not till May.
it doesn't get a big
Yeah.
turnout for that.
that's correct.
So maybe we have a better venue to provide that information.
Yeah, and we can ask for a report and to bring into a meeting like this
Sure.
as well,
Yeah.
because it would be useful, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I apologize for confusing the entire city, and a number of staff quickly corrected me. The fall leaf pickup is the 6th, the week of the 6th. My apologies.
Okay, so not this week, but next week on your regular garbage day. And get them out before 8 a.m., I believe,
In clear bags.
in clear bags. That's right.
Mr. Mayor, if I'm not mistaken, they usually use 2 different trucks. So,
Yes.
because like my regular garbage gets picked up around noon,
Yeah.
but the other truck could be there at 8 in the morning and get
Yes.
to leave. So just make sure they're out.
That's correct, because they have to take them and debag them and do all that, which they don't want to mix in with the regular garbage, so. Perfect. See that? Technology, we can update this on the fly as we go. Thank you very much for that. Okay, next, we have a few little items for council decisions. The first one is a request for a proposal for the provision of insurance services. Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The city released an RFP for insurance services on September the 11th, 2023, with a closing date of October 13th, 2023. The RFP required the specified insurance coverage for the city of Corner Brook effective November 15th, 2023. There were 6 groups that had requested a copy of the RFP. However, we received only 1 submission. Cal LaGrow has been the city's broker for the past 7 years, and they also service 98% of the municipalities within the province. Staff have reviewed the proposal from Cal LaGrow and are confident that they can continue to provide the city with the required coverage and services required. Therefore, be it resolved to award the request for proposals for the provision of insurance services to Cal LaGrow Insurance and Financial Group for a cost of $264,609 plus applicable taxes. So moved.
Thank you very much. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one? Everyone loves insurance. Okay, let's take it to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, carried. Thank you very much. Deputy Mayor, we have a Crown land application, O'Connell Drive.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has received an application requesting permission to construct a 40-foot by 80-foot office building / laboratory on O'Connell Drive on vacant land across from Allen's Road, O'Connell Drive intersection, with the front portion of the property is located on a light industrial zone and the rear portion located in rural zone. An office classification is used as a discretionary use of the City of Corner Brook's development regulations for this zone, while the laboratory portion as a light industrial classification is the use of a permitted zone for the same regulation. The building is proposed to be constructed on land currently owned by the Crown, and such the City of Corner Brook is in receipt of a Crown land application. The proposed resolution, it is resolved to approve the application to obtain Crown land on O'Connell Drive across from Allen's Road and O'Connell Drive intersection for the purpose of constructing an office light industrial building in the property. I so move.
Thank you very much. Would someone like to second that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one? Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I did ask earlier, so maybe just because it says laboratory, people might be wondering what kind of laboratory. Pretty inoffensive, I believe, but I wonder if the director could probably just give us a bit more information on that part of it.
Yes. Mr. Charles?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I understand it is a engineering, aggregate, and soil testing lab that is proposed there.
Good, thank you. Okay. Any other questions on that one? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Thank you. And last but not least, Councillor Granter, we have an MOU with the Land Conservation Partnership with the Nature Conservancy of Canada.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Nature Conservancy of Canada, Stewardship Association of Municipalities, and the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador have partnered on a project supported by Environment and Climate Change Canada to recognize the leadership municipalities like the City of Corner Brook have taken towards the conservation and stewardship of ecologically important land. Per the 2018 Municipal Habitat Stewardship Agreement and the EC zoning, the City of Corner Brook has conserved approximately 610 hectares of important habitat in the Wall Cove Municipal Protected Area and Umber Valley. This includes the rare plant cutleaf fleabane, which has been found nowhere else in the province except in the area of the Umber Valley. The NCC has reached out to the city to continue discussions on how to recognize the conservation efforts by the City of Corner Brook through the Municipal Habitat Stewardship Agreement and EC zoning that are contributing to national and international conservation targets. The goal of this project is to contribute to Canada's target to protect 30% of its lands and oceans by 2030 through a number of traditional and innovative conservation techniques. Collaboration between NCC and the City of Corner Brook by the passing of the attached Memorandum of Understanding will be mutually beneficial and contribute positively to the city. This non-binding agreement is intended to acknowledge the work by the City of Corner Brook has already done to protect its environmentally vulnerable areas and does not require conserving any additional lands within the city. Be it resolved, Mr. Mayor, to enter into a non-binding Memorandum of Understanding with the Nature Conservancy of Canada to acknowledge the work for the City of Corner Brook has done in conservation and stewardship ecologically important land, and allow staff to continue to work with the NCC to include Corner Brook's conservation lands as shown in Schedule A of the agreement into Canada's target to protect 30% of its lands and ocean by 2030. So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Would someone like to second that? Seconded? Thank you. Questions on this one?
Question, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Just looking at the map that was provided with this, I just have a question about, I see part of it is adjacent to Mount Patricia Cemetery, and I'm just wondering if this in any way, first of all, I'm in full support of this thing, okay? I just want to ask this question for clarification. It's not going to impinge on the cemetery's ability to expand if required, or I don't know what their capacity is right now, if they're full or not. But I just noticed that that is a public use right next, adjacent to, so I just...
Yeah. Mr. Charters, any insight on that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, not much, but as I understand it, the area that is actually zoned EC, you can't do any development within that piece. But I don't know the capacity of the cemetery at this point, but it would definitely restrict what they can do in that zone. But it's a small, what I'm seeing here is a small portion of the entire lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? And just note, again, I think if you look at the MOU too, this is a non-binding. This is, again, we want to promote this sort of thing, but, well, my initial concern looking at it was whether or not it would affect any potential development. I think that we do have the ability to,
Okay.
definitely, yes,
Yeah.
Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just going to add, like, I fully support this. This is great work. My thought was, I know there's some trails and things developed in the area, and whether it's snowmobile trails, hiking trails, mountain biking trails, they're all in this area. So just to make sure that those things are not affected, and there's a plan for further development, I believe, for some of these trails, so to make sure that that's taken into consideration.
Absolutely. Okay, yes, Heather.
Nothing on that, Mr. Mayor. Can I, are we finished with that one?
No, we haven't voted yet.
Oh, goodness, go ahead. Where
Anything?
was I?
Okay, they're all good?
Yep.
Okay.
Fine.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Yes, now what
I
do you
must
have
have been
there?
having a moment of whatever. I guess I just wanted to give hats off to the House of Horrors,
Oh, yes.
our Halloween
Yep.
thing that they did this weekend. Within 3 days, the House of Horrors, with donations matched by the Animal House, raised $36,000 for Kids Eat Smart on the West
Nice.
Coast.
Excellent.
In 3 days, 3 nights. And I'm not sure if anybody here was to the House of Flowers,
Yeah.
but were you?
Well, I missed it because we were in St. John's
Yeah.
for M&L, but my kids and one of my kids, because one noped out partway through, and Carolyn did close her eyes and hug the wall.
Okay, that's a lot of money for kids eating.
That's amazing.
$36,000 in 3 nights.
And all those people waiting in line there.
They said
That's,
there were hundreds
amazing.
of people, right? Anyway,
no, thanks for mentioning that.
didn't want
That's-
to cut off the other one, but
Yeah.
we should mention that one.
Well, that's it. Oh, I forgot as well to mention, we were missing Councillor Griffin. He's fine, but he's recuperating tonight, so wish him well, of course. And that's it. So thank you all very much, and happy Halloween. Be safe out there. Make sure you all are wearing your reflective vests and things when you're out trick-or-treating, okay? Meeting adjourned.